Hey guys, it's Alvin and welcome back to my channel. Yeah, day 14 of being quarantined and I haven't gone completely crazy yet. Well, honestly, that topic is up for debate. And speaking of debating, I was texting my friend the other day and we were talking about the things that we used to do as kids, and I never really thought that they actually had the same thoughts that I did when I was a kid. And that kind of got me to thinking, wait, I said speaking of debate, how does it even correlate to this subject? Oh, that's right. We were debating on the things that we used to do, and if some things were stupid and if some things were actually not stupid, but let's be honest, we were kids, so it was probably stupid anyway. So that is why for this week's video, I'm going to be telling you guys about the stupid things that I used to think as a kid, which now that I think about it, they were pretty stupid. So yeah, let's get this video started now. Alright, before I tell you this one, let it be known, I was 8. I had just started learning about money and how much X amount equals X amount of money. As a kid, I used to think a dollar bill, if you would rip it in half, one half of the dollar bill and the other half were both equal to 50 cents. I cannot believe my small, fragile little mind thought that ripping a dollar bill in half was equal to 50 cents. There was this convenience store right across the street from where I used to live, and I would go there so many times with my brother and my sister, and I believe there was a time where I actually had a dollar bill and I ripped it in half, and I tried to buy something. I strictly remember, I think it was, do you guys remember those cake donuts? Like those pastry cake donuts that were like literally this big? They were 50 cents. And then here comes me, little 8-year-old Alvin with his half fucking ripped dollar bill, wants to buy a fucking cake donut. Ego. And needless to say, not only did I destroy government property, but I also destroyed any chances of wanting to buy a snack with that dollar bill. So needless to say, I didn't get my cake donut. In my defense, I was 8, okay? I used to think that you can actually go into your favorite TV show or your favorite movie by sneaking around the back. Box TVs were like this fucking, maybe wider. So here it goes, little old Alvin thinking, maybe there's a chance I can actually go into the TV if I just go ahead and sneak and creep and then open the box TV, but no. It was a whole lot of disappointment when I found out that I couldn't actually go inside the TV, and I have Rugrats to thank for that. That episode of The Box where Phil and Lil or Chucky or I don't know who it was. Oh, I think it was called, the episode was called Kid TV, where fucking Stu fucking Pickles throws a fucking airplane because he's jealous of some kid's invention or whatever on the TV, and he busts it. So they get a box and they go inside and then it's their own TV show. So I have cartoons to blame for that one. Speaking of Rugrats, there was a part in the episode where Chucky put on Angelica's shoes by mistake and Angelica put on Chucky's shoes, and for some reason, magically their personalities swapped like Freaky Friday style. So you know how Chucky's usually like a scaredy cat and Angelica's like a mean kid. So when Chucky put on Angelica's shoes, he became a mean kid, and Angelica, when she put on Chucky's shoes, she became basically a little bitch. And I used to think that if I was to put on someone else's shoes, I could adapt their personality traits. And I was like, sick. So I tried to put on someone else's shoes. I don't remember who, but when I tried to put them on, all I found out that their shoe size was too big and their shoes actually stunk like shit. And I didn't feel any different. So I have Rugrats to blame for these stupid things as a kid. I swear to Jesus. Fast forward to like about 4th or 5th grade. You guys remember the scented markers, right? There were those scented markers that actually had flavors. Some, like the blue one would smell like blueberries, the red would smell like strawberries, the orange would smell like oranges, etc., etc. So because the box said non-toxic and they were scented, you see where I'm going with this, right? I used to think you could actually eat them like a snack. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Alvin? I mean, I don't know, maybe just little 4th grade Alvin wanted a little bit of a lick of an orange because I didn't have a lollipop that day. So thank God I actually never ended up licking markers, just sniffing them, because if I'd have done that, my tongue would have been in colors and I probably would have been dead by now. Don't lick markers, especially if they're scented. This one I remember vividly and so clearly. Okay, as a kid, I remember it was myself and my middle sister. We would play around with the neighborhood kids, and I strictly remember that there were these 2 neighborhood kids like right over my block that we used to play together all the time. And I don't know what the hell we were doing, but for some reason, as we were playing, I used to think that grass was a vegetable because I used to eat grass. I don't know why. I mean, was it normal for people to eat grass or for kids to eat grass? I mean, fucking Phil and Lil ate mud, so maybe it was okay to eat grass, but not mud because mud was dirty, obviously. But grass grows out of the ground. Vegetables grow out of the ground. Grass is green. Vegetables are green. Vegetables can be harvested to be eaten. grass could be the same, question mark. So needless to say, I used to eat grass as a kid. I seem to remember the taste of grass. Like, it was so weird. Like, I actually think you can eat grass, just it's not advised to. For some reason, grass had like a minty taste to it, like a minty aftertaste. Maybe it was mint that I ate, not grass. No, it was grass. Or maybe it was both. The point is, people, don't eat grass if you're not sure if you can eat it or not. According to Google, in principle, people can eat grass. It is non-toxic and edible. As a practical food source, however, your lawn leaves are a lot to be desired. There are two main problems with a grass diet. The first is that human stomachs have difficulty digesting raw leaves and grasses. Oh, and someone here asked, is grass a vegetable? So I was right! So this isn't a stupid thing that I used to think as a kid. Yes, all grasses are vegetable plants, at least for all grazing animals. Well, for grazing animals anyway, so I technically was right. Grass technically is a vegetable. Take that, suckers. I actually got that one thing right when I was a kid. Beach. As a kid, I remember my mom would take my brother, my sister, and myself, you know, somewhere like for a drive or whatever. And then I would always notice at the stoplights I had a certain time limit. So here's the thing. I used to think there were people underground who could operate those lights. Like in the fucking sewers, they had like some bougie ass fucking headquarters where this person's like, oh, that person stopped over there for 10 seconds. Let's go ahead and count to 10 and go ahead and push the button that changes the other stoplights. I don't know, I used to think they were just like, how the fuck did they even get down there? Like, did the city pay for that? Like, how the fuck did they punch it in out? What were their shifts? Like, obviously like, damn bitch, like you're underground in some bougie ass fucking sewer headquarters, which might be super clean because I play a lot of Resident Evil, I watch a lot of Resident Evil, most of their headquarters are underground and they're fucking clean and bougie as fuck, so maybe that's what it was like? I don't fucking know. But yeah, that was something that I used to think as a kid. I still have to Google. I literally have to Google some of these answers that I used to think when I was little. Like, there's gotta be some logical explanation. Now it's just probably like self-timers. Another thing in the 4th grade that I used to think as a kid was another stupid thing that I used to think as a kid, I was told if you had a gold coin, like, you know, the gold dollars that you probably don't really see as much anymore because we all pay with plastic or PayPal, Venmo, whatever. You had that gold coin and you touched it, an evil leprechaun would come and visit you and steal that coin because originally it was his. I was terrified of the movie Leprechaun as a kid. So when they told me that, I avoided gold coins at all costs. Like, I didn't even want to touch like the fucking gold chocolate coins because they're gold. And I mean, even though I know they're candy, like, who's to say that this leprechaun wouldn't mistake fake gold and real gold and candy gold? Like, gold, it's gold. It has the word gold in it. Like, I don't fucking know why. At first when they told me that, I was afraid. I was petrified. No, I'm just kidding. Needless to say, I always hated fucking St. Patty's Day and always chose silver instead of gold. Because fuck evil leprechauns and I valued my life. My god, I was a really fucking scared, terrified little bitch when I was a kid. Holy shit. Well, there you guys go. I certainly hope you enjoyed this week's video of the stupid things I used to think as a kid. And do. I don't know, it's a work in progress. If you guys like this video, and as always, please make sure to give it a big old thumbs up and drop a comment about what stupid thing that you used to think or do as a kid, because I want to know that I'm not alone on this. And also make sure you go ahead and click on that little bell down below so that you can be notified when my videos go live, which are every Sundays at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. I have more of these stupid things that I used to do as a kid, and who knows, maybe I'll do another video, because when you're self-quarantined, like I am still currently, you get bored and you think a lot. But yeah guys, thank you guys so much for watching this week's video, and until next time, I bid thee fare thee well. Goodbye.